Not in a million years.
Oh, hello everybody, it's your boy, TheseNuts21985. Might change that username finally after so long. I'm still debating it, but anyway. Since, you know, the rumors of Peak of Combat finally coming to global, and my channel falling off due to lack of Devil May Cry content, I felt like it would be appropriate to make another Devil May Cry video. Now, this one is going to be a little bit of a retrospective. I'm probably going to do this with all the other Devil May Cry games too, and maybe I'll bring back the DMC live streams as well. But let's just get right into the video, because a lot of people might question, why do people shit on DMC Devil May Cry, and I'm about to explain that for you. What was once a very charismatic, charming demon hunter became this Justin Bieber type motherfucker protagonist, if you want to call him that. I don't even know. He flashes random strangers apparently. The fucking game starts off with Dante having a threesome. That shit doesn't make me think he's badass. That shit just makes me want to hate him. The original Dante would fucking eat pizza and tell people where the restroom is, and I thought that was cooler than this motherfucker. The whole, like, Nephilim thing is also really retarded. Don't get me wrong. This game isn't bad, but it's just nowhere near as good. And if it wasn't for DMC 2, this would have been the worst Devil May Cry game. But I feel like that's just other games in general. Game companies, whenever they try to reboot video games, the reboot's always dog shit. And I'm kind of hoping that doesn't happen with Mortal Kombat 1. I feel like the issue was that Ninja Theory just tried to make Dante cool. I think that was the problem, is that he was just a character that tried too hard to be cool. And we never had that issue with the original Dante. And don't even get me started on Virgil, what was once a badass motherfucker that was able to destroy entire dimensions and shit, is now some hacker that just walks around and makes intense faces at the camera, trying to break the fourth wall. I don't fucking know, but you even question if he even knows how to use the Yamato. The whole thing was just dumb, and at least with Dante, it was just a protagonist trying to save the world. With Virgil, it was confusing. It's like they were struggling to make him a proper character because Ninja Theory just despises the original Dante and Virgil for some reason. And I don't know why or what they have against them, but they did not have to be done this dirty. Some of the enemies were cool, some of them were fucking disgusting, like the succubus. And then there's some that don't even look like demons, like this demon right here doesn't even look like an actual one. He just looks like, I don't know, an NPC from the Purge movies or something. Like, why is one of the bosses a news reporter? Why is one of them this disgusting demonic baby fetus? Why is our main villain some demonic version of Lex Luthor? Why is our main protagonist Justin Bieber / Miley Cyrus's son? I don't even know. Like I said, the gameplay wasn't too bad, but the story is where this game just digs its hole, because it was just ridiculous. They tried to, like, make their version of our favorite characters better, and it just didn't work. They just despised the original crew that became everybody's favorites. And low-key, I would love to see Nero in this universe, just to see how bad they'll fuck that up. The ending was ridiculous. It was just a dumb excuse to make Dante and Virgil fight each other. It was a dumb excuse to make Virgil evil. And then there's also the expansion, Virgil's Downfall, which, I mean, it's cool that Virgil finally gets his own missions instead of, you know, repeating the main story as a different character, kind of like a DLC or whatever. But it didn't work. They had one thing that could have made it stand out from the other Devil May Cry games, and they fucked it up. And it was short. It was like 6 missions. And Virgil's story was even dumber than Dante's because it's like, oh, he's mad that Cat likes Dante better than him even though he didn't give a fuck before, and like, he's mad that his mom loves Dante more than him, which, I mean, it's kind of true. When you play the main story, Dante gets weapons and Virgil gets a whole lot of nothing. And he thinks that Dante is better than him, but I mean, when you play the main story and then you look at Virgil in comparison to Dante, it's kind of true. Like, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. They try to set up like this whole Team Edward versus Team Jacob shit with the stupid ideology as to why they're fighting each other in the first place, even though it could have just been easily prevented. I don't know what Ninja Theory was trying to cook up in the kitchen, but they obviously either burnt it or it's still raw. I don't even fucking know. And don't even get me started on the main confrontation between Dante and Mundus, because that's what he's called in this game now, even though he's basically demonic Lex Luthor. And the first question he asks is this:
why did you kill my child?
And this is Dante's response.
I gotta tell you, killing your child like that, watching it explode into little wet chunks, hearing you scream like one of your little demon bitches, priceless.
Now, I may or may not have copied that off of another YouTuber, but anyway, that's besides the point. I get that Dante was just doing it to piss Mundus off since it keeps him away from the Hellgate or whatever this thing is. But if you think about it, it's kind of ridiculous because no amount of getting pissed off would drag anyone away from whatever's keeping them alive. But apparently Mundus falls for it, and that's what ends up happening. It's just dumb and weird how they decided to do that. And then this is where Virgil's like, oh, it's about time I finally do something, whereas the other Virgil was just over here fucking up your favorite anime verse or whatever, soloing the entire comic universe or multiverse, whatever the fuck you want to call it nowadays. And some people may put this game above DMC4, and I kind of understand why, because in a nutshell, DMC4 is just Nero being a wannabe Dante, I guess, and Dante's still in the game because they couldn't properly pass the torch off to Nero, so he needed 2 games where the torch was passed to him, and it eventually worked, surprisingly. I'm sorry, but I would put DMC4 above this game, but that's me personally. It's just the gameplay's better, you know, the characters are the original universe's characters, plus it has like the most playable characters. DMC5 just didn't have that, but it had its own unique little story, and it's kind of funny too because the whole purpose of DMC5's gameplay was literally just to shit on Ninja Theory's DMC, Devil May Cry, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and be like, hey, look, we did what you did, but better. Because Ninja Theory was trying to make their own thing and tell Capcom or whoever's like original DMC creators were like, hey, look, ours is better. And then in DMC5, they were like, bet. So they took some of the shitty mechanics, like Virgil having the doppelganger and and all this other ridiculous shit, and they're like, hey, look, we took your trash and made it gold. In the end, I won't criticize you if you like this game. It's not that bad, but if you think it's the best or you think it's top tier, I'm just going to assume you haven't played any other Devil May Cry other than Devil May Cry 2, because that just does not make sense. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I might try to push more Devil May Cry content since I graduated community college in like December, and then, you know, I quit my job. I'm still on the job hunt right now, and you know, I'm 21. I'm becoming an older piece of shit. But I do have a vlog coming up, and then I'm going to try and make more of my comedic videos, even though they're just falling off and people just aren't into YouTube like they once were before. Trust me, I'm not either. But I just make these videos for the hell of it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and please leave a like, comment, share with your mom, your dad, your dead grandma, or whatever. And I will see you in the next one.